You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob, and an update on the Spider-Man situation. So about an hour ago, it was reported by The Hollywood Reporter that it is official. The deal is done. There will be no more Spider-Man in the MCU. It is over. According to the article, I guess they spent all day negotiating and they couldn't come to an agreement. Basically, it came down to finances. Sony wanted a 50-50 deal. Marvel wanted a 50-50 deal. Sony did not. Sony did express interest in continuing the relationship. They're actually trying to pit the blame on Disney. And Disney does not want to take Kevin Feige and basically take their best creator in Marvel and put him on projects for properties that they don't own. And considering that they've gotten the X-Men now and Fantastic Four, I'm assuming at this point they want him to concentrate on their properties and not properties that belong to other companies without some more compensation. And when you break it down like that, it makes a lot of sense. So, if you're going to send your top guy to concentrate on projects for another company, but you're not being compensated for that, and now you have new properties that you own that need their attention, then when you look at it from that standpoint, I really can't blame Disney for looking for more compensation in order to have Feige produce more Spider-Man movies. Obviously, it sucks. It's going to hurt. I don't know. I think in the long run, Marvel Studios and Disney will be fine. They have so many other characters to concentrate on and to build upon. Whereas Sony, they really have to put their best foot forward. I mean, they have to make good Spider-Man movies. They cannot come out and do some of the things they did in the past, like with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. As I said, I think in the long run, Marvel will be better off. Sure, it sucks to lose Spider-Man, but they have so much more to concentrate on. Whereas Sony, I mean, how many Spider-Man movies can you do between now and the end of the run? Where Spider-Man in the MCU has a lot more longevity because while he'll have his own movie series, then he can also go out and join the Avengers or have an adventure with Black Panther or have an adventure with the X-Men. So it does suck. Now, it may not be the end of the world. We've seen these things happen before. Maybe the two parties need to take a break and hopefully cooler heads prevail. I think it is worth it for Sony to make the extra investment because of what they can get out of Spider-Man through the MCU, what they can get in return. Possibly renegotiate the deal so that if they're going to give Marvel 50% of the revenue, then they get more revenue from the merchandise and maybe not necessarily the comics. The comics should stay with Marvel Studios. But in terms of merchandise and the box office, I think it makes sense for both parties to share that 50-50, especially when you really think about it. Let's be honest. I mean, Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige were doing most of the work for these movies. But it sucks. It sucks. It's going to be interesting to see now how this is going to work out in the MCU, especially the way the last movie ended, especially the way, so many of these characters in the MCU are aware of Peter Parker now that the rights go back to Sony. They cannot acknowledge Peter Parker by name. They cannot acknowledge Spider-Man by name. So you might hear lines like, oh, whatever happened to that kid that helped us beat Thanos? Oh, he's off doing his own thing, or, we haven't heard from him. Yeah, and that's pretty much, unless they can work something out where they ask Sony to kind of, hey, let us do some closure. We'll give you some money. Let us close this out so that it fits the narrative. But they may not do that. They might keep the doors open. They, these things, when it comes down to money, there's always an open opportunity for people to get back to the table and discuss things. I don't think this is the end, but I think this is the end right now. I think for now, they're going to both step aside. They're going to concentrate on what they want to do. And I think at the end of the day, there might be an opportunity for them to get back together, put cooler heads will prevail, and work out a deal. These deals will always be worked out. I think this article where Sony is putting the blame on Disney is the same thing that Disney did earlier today, where they were kind of making it sound like Sony was the one not trying to, come to the table and negotiate an agreement. So right now it's all about PR. Who's going to have the strongest PR? I feel that if Disney comes out with the strongest PR over Sony, then Sony might come back to the table. Either way, even if they work it out together, they're both going to make a lot of money. But we'll see what happens, guys. So let me know in the comments how you feel about this. It is disappointing news. I'm hoping cooler heads prevail down the road and they work something out maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months from now. But as of right now, it's over. That deal is over, so it couldn't last forever. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.